Watch the clip of Jose Mourinho in their documentary, their All or Nothing documentary. Watch the clip of Danny Rose speaking to Jose Mourinho. He doesn't like what he hears, and at the end of it, he goes, "I'm going to see Daniel."
You don't come out, even if you're so angry, he comes out at 6, so he comes out late, doesn't he? He's obviously had a go at the players. But that happens all the time as well. So when you come out...
That happens all the time.
It was calculated.
What has never happened, to my knowledge, in the history of the game, you know when you talk about losing the dressing room, you lose the dressing room. The implication is, if I say they've lost the dressing room, you would assume that the players have lost confidence and love and belief in the manager.
Yeah.
This was the opposite. He's lost the dressing room, but it's the manager.
He's dumped the dressing room.
He dumped
the
them.
dressing room.
But he's completely right. And if you think back, right, over the years, do you know what came into my mind when you listen to the way that Conte speaks about the players, speaks about the culture of the way that it works? Watch the clip of Jose Mourinho in their documentary, their All or Nothing documentary. Watch the clip of Danny Rose speaking to Jose Mourinho. And it's
about Milan.
It's about Milan. And at the end of it, do you know what he says? He doesn't like what he hears. And at the end of it, he goes, "I'm going to see Daniel." That's what he says. And you go, oh, hang on a minute. This is the culture that Conte is talking about. This is it. And that
sorry, Danny Rose says I'm going to see Daniel.
Danny Rose goes, meaning Daniel Levy.
Right.
Danny Rose, at the end of it, he doesn't like what he hears from Mourinho. Watch that clip and read the comments at the same time, and you suddenly go, it's an epiphany moment. You're like, oh my God, this is exactly it. I don't like what I've heard. I'm not happy with what I've heard. And rather than taking it on the chin, particularly from somebody like Jose Mourinho, listen to him when he speaks. Instead of listening to him, he goes, well, I don't like this, so I'm going to go and see Daniel.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there is a culture that isn't...
Well, what's interesting there is, because really, your manager is the Messiah, hopefully, right? And after a couple of wins, you know, I put a tweet out yesterday saying, who would be your perfect manager right now? Asking different people. All the fans that are doing well right now, they're going, already got him.
Yeah.
Like, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
You know, wait 5 games and you change your mind.
Yeah.
With
Tottenham do have their best manager, though. Like, I genuinely believe that Tottenham,
I
whoever they employ next, will not... He might be a better fit. You could argue that. But he won't be as good a manager as Antonio Conte.
But Conte's shown no flexibility in how he's set up that team. There's been one route to goal. There's been a change in personnel slightly, but that's it.
Yes, that's true. That's true. He's a flammable, unpredictable, totalitarian manager.
Yeah, but that's what Daniel. So it's interesting when Danny Rose is saying I'm going to Daniel. Daniel's God, not these guys. So Daniel Levy, a lot of people dislike him, and I get it. But often I understand the way he's behaved and run the club up
to a degree.
till now. Yeah,
to a degree, I agree. Like have you been to the ground?
Yeah,
it's the best ground in the world.
I've played on that pitch.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
It's the best ground in the world. He's made one massive mistake though, Daniel Levy, in my opinion. One huge one. You know, over the years, over say the past 5 years, maybe even a bit longer, Tottenham's obvious quality has been their attack.
Right.
At one point, it was Gareth Bale, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. You could have argued the best attack in the league. They've constantly had the best striker in the league up until, you could argue this year. I would still say they've got the best striker in the league.
Yeah.
And yet, the last 3 managers have all been probably the most if I were to say, name the 3 most defensively minded managers in the world, you would probably go Mourinho, Conte, Nuno Espirito Santo.
Yeah.
You're like, hang on a minute, why are you not accentuating the positive here?
Yeah.
Why don't we have the spirit of the famous 5 at Tottenham when it was Dumitrescu, Sheringham, Popescu, Anderton and Nick Barmby? Why don't we go for that? Because we have a wicked attack.
But I think you had 2 wicked attackers. I think that was it.
Yeah.
And I think...
But you had a defensive-minded manager. You're focusing the strategy with Santo and Nuno Espirito Santo and Mourinho in particular. You're focusing everything on not conceding. But
the 2 I would take Nuno out because I don't think they ever really wanted him, and they got rid of him so quickly.
Ninth choice Nuno. That was my favourite. 9th choice Nuno.
Yeah, exactly.
It's over before it begun, wasn't it?
But that, like I say, that sort of that God figure, that Messiah figure. Mourinho and Conte, the focus wasn't on style of play, it was like, we've tried that and couldn't get over the line.
Yeah.
We're just going to we're going to pay for a winner. We're going to sell our soul, and might not feel nice. Let's just get the trophy, and we'll do that then. And that's what's happened with Mourinho and with Conte. And that is my problem, is the cultural fit is... That's why those two were great Chelsea managers. Because the standard, the pressure, the ruthlessness was there at the front door. That's what you're getting when you walk in. At Tottenham...
There's a different approach.
Someone's got to walk you over the line. They've got to go, no, go on, you're all right, you're right. Because they haven't learnt to ride the bike of winning trophies. So they need someone who's going to really encourage them. Imagine you're a 4-year-old kid, right? Yeah. And you're learning to ride a bike. You don't want Conte there. You don't want Mourinho there going, you better. But you want Pochettino giving you a little push.
If you just need a trophy, and I think you could argue that Tottenham Hotspur are the team. Everton fans may disagree with this, but Tottenham or Everton are the clubs that need silverware more than any other club in the world that I know of.